Stand by.
Particles.
Can I tell you something, Tony?
Don't pretend like I got a choice. Particles. Here we go.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, good morning, I should say, not good afternoon. I don't want to get ahead of myself on a Monday as we get ready for another installment of Polymax Particles. Good to see everybody lined up in the comments line. Hope y'all had a great weekend, a nice relaxing weekend, beautiful weather here in the Bay. So I hope you got out and about and inhaled some of that clean oxygen we enjoy up here in Northern California. Creative Tony to my immediate left. We got so much going on today. NFL free agency. Steph Curry is kind of rewriting the rule book of the entire world at this point, and I'm going to let him go. I'm here for that. Giants baseball getting ready to heat up. I got USF playing the Zags tonight. Tony, it's like an overload of topics and material. But first things first, how's your head? Good to see your clean-shaven head. And how was your weekend creative tea?
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, good morning, y'all. And dude, it truly is a good day, everyone. I'm a little
good
slow
day,
today.
Everyone.
I'm a little slow today, but it's a good Monday because that means I had an eventful weekend. And you're right, dude. It was so freaking gorgeous this weekend.
Yeah.
And we got a storm coming on Wednesday, so enjoy the sunshine while we got it, because I think we're getting a nice storm for a few days.
Stop you right there, Tony. Real quick, as we kick the week off, greatest tracks with the word storm in them. I'll go first. The Allman Brothers, Stormy Monday. Shout out to Live at the Fillmore East. If you want some, what I like to call, Tony, cold vein blues. You got me?
Yeah.
Cold vein blues. Go check out Greg Allman's vocal on Stormy Monday. And then I'll leapfrog right over that, and I'll give you another one. Top of my head, here comes Deep Purple, Stormbringer. You got
nice,
me?
dude.
Yeah.
And then you got, of course, you got Riders on the Storm. So
very good. Okay, I'll take that too, dude. Riders on the storm. Into this world we're born. All right, Tony. Let's get into it. By the way, I didn't expect to go there this early in the show, but what the hell? You brought up the Lizard Kings, and I got to deliver. Did you know, if you listen to Riders in the Storm with headphones, I assume all of y'all know this, but just in case, enjoy. Nice, Jeff Winkler. Come on, Winks. That's what I'm talking about. Little Bobby Dylan, Shelter from the Storm. Shelter from the Storm. Very nice. Creator Tony, throw on your headphones. You listen to Riders on the Storm. And did you know that the entire vocal track when he's going, into this world we're born, he's also did a double track where he whispers all the lyrics. So you got to have your headphones on. Riders on the Storm. It's there. You got to use your headphones to enjoy that kind of sonic enlightenment. All right, Tony. Where do we begin?
Man, okay.
Dude, do we begin with NFL free agency? Do we begin? Actually, why don't we lay out the lay of the show first? If you could get Takashi. Let's talk about what's coming up first.
And speaking of music, at the end of the show today, we're going to play the first ever song created by the PMP Army, by a member of the PMP Army. NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC David made us a reggae tune that we're going to play at the end of the show. So just stay tuned for that at the end of the show. But for right now, we're going to give you some Takashi to set up the show. Stand by, Paul.
I'm ready.
You're an alpha beta, Paul.
Well, listen, man, I ride with the Omega Moves. I'll tell you that right now. As far as I'm concerned, Booger, he said it all at the mixer when he said, you moves sure can party. So I like to hang with the Omega Moves, Tony. But anyway, today on the Polymath Particle Show, it is a Monday. It is an 11 a.m. launch. So what are we looking at today? And I'll get to Longbridge Pizza in just a second.
Yes, we're going to get to Longbridge here in a second, buddy. But dude, we got the Dubs with a huge win over Detroit, which Detroit's a damn good team. So that was a big win, and a lot of different contributors to that W. We got WCC hoops we're going to talk about because we got the Dons and the Zags tonight. We got
Dons. Let's go Dons. Yeah.
And Pepperdine beating Santa Clara, and Pepperdine plays St. Mary's tonight in the semis. We got to talk free agency. Free agency is on fire already, and it started over the weekend. And then also we want to talk a little bit about and also tomorrow, special guest tomorrow, really special guest, Tim Anderson, former 49ers #1 draft pick, part of the Ohio State Hall of Fame. national champion, and also former roommate of Jack Tatum's. We're gonna have a sit down with him and tell his story, because his story is it's something that needs to be told. And Paulie and I feel both very strongly about that. And so Tim's going to come on the show tomorrow, and our show's at 11 a.m. He'll probably come on around 11:30. And also the Bay Area Sports Collective. We are now the proud members of the network, the Bay Area Sports Collective.
Yeah.
BayAreaSC.com. And check us out. And we're going to be doing some collaboration with Tom Tolbert, John Lund, and who knows who else might join the collective, as we say. So lots to do today, Paul. And we got some cool birthdays today too at the end of the day. I mean, it's some really fun, cool birthdays that we're going to talk about later too.
I'm hoping not lost in the shuffle. If you wouldn't mind straightening out my head on a Monday morning, I'm also looking for a Tony's top 3 at some point. I'm not going to let
Tony's
that go.
top 3 will will encompass all of the above.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
There you go.
Thank you so much, my man. Hey guys, a couple of words on Longbridge Pizza. Why? Because they rule. That's number 1. 2. Oh, by the way, more Longbridge Pizza greatness. I'll just tell you the story through our listeners' eyes and ears. I'm hanging out minding my own business. I think this was Saturday. I forget what I was doing. Oh, I think I was like getting ready to have my own dinner, but then I got a text from my buddy David Drutz. Shout out Double D, one of the best guys on the planet, one of the greats. He's another expatriate from KNBR who's now off to bigger and better.
There's a lot of them out there.
Well, that's why we're forming our own networks at this point, for Christ's sake. That's how many of them there are. But anyway, Drutzy, one of the great sales managers of all time. I took Drutzy and his wife Kim to Longbridge 2 weeks ago before the USF game at Chase Center. He loved it so much he went right back with Kim on Saturday again. He was like, you know what, I'm not gonna going right back to Longbridge. So it's out there. So again, we got repeat customers happening. Longbridgepizza.com is the menu online. Please do check it out. They are located in Longbridge. They're located in Dogpatch, the Dogpatch neighborhood. It is a Monday, bro. I'm still shaking off the cobwebs. Come on, man.
All good.
Yeah, Dogpatch neighborhood in San Francisco, 2347 3rd Street. Do stop by. Enjoy the Nico pizza. That's my favorite, with the pepper, sausage, and onion. You can also create your own pie if you're one of those guys. I like doing that a lot of time. In fact, I did that last time. So give me a half plain cheese, give me a half sausage. Home freaking run. You're going to get that laid back vibe with the Live Jane's Addiction, the Jerry Garcia band. I'm not making this up. Tom Petty, Hendrix. I've heard them all. I've heard them all over the world, and I've heard them at Longbridge Pizza as well. Hell, I'll even throw in some Trey Anastasio band. They're rocking those guys as well. Yeah. So there's there's a hippie vibe. There's great pizza, and most importantly, our watch party on opening day. Want to see all of y'all out there.
March 27th, season opener, March 27th. And Paulie, also the beers are fantastic. He's got great beer on tap, Russian River, Cellar Maker, Bear Bottle, just to name a few. He also, don't sleep on the salads and the Caesar salad. My son and daughter, they rank Caesar salads wherever they go.
I see.
Neil's salad gets a 9.5. The 10 is a restaurant, Iron Gate, here in the peninsula. Longtime restaurant. That's perfection to my kids' eyes. But the Longbridge Caesars is approaching the Iron Gate Caesar. So check out their salads. And also tonight, Dubs Blazers. If you're going to the game, stop in Longbridge before the game. All right. And then also Dubs are in the middle of a homestand. So there'll be more home games this week where you can go into Longbridge before or after the game.
I understand.
And it's right there in the dog patch, dude. Right there in the dog patch, and you got the great Karen behind the counter. Get in, have some fun. Longbridge pizza. Oh, and Smash Burgers tomorrow. So
Smash Burgers tomorrow. You know what I mean? Chopped cheese. Yeah, can I get a chopped cheese on opening day too? Am I allowed to grab a chopped cheese? Or
I feel like Neil is the badass. Andrew, they're badasses. So I feel like if we make some requests, like you're already getting chicken parm there, dude. So
I don't want to be too much of an oinker. I don't want to be too much of a little piggy. But I got to tell you, what if you and I did it like this? What if I set it up where Creative Tony orders a chopped cheese, which is their like cheesesteak sandwich? It's phenomenal. Tony, you get a chopped cheese. I'll order a chicken parm sandwich. We'll chop each one of those in half. You take half of and I'll do the same on my side of the street. Just something to consider as we get closer. All right.
Oh, and also lastly, Paulie, before we move on, they do offer, because I know that we've had some listeners and viewers ask before, they do have gluten-free options if you're curious. And their sourdough crust is also phenomenal too. So gluten-free options and sourdough crust. So check it out.
the aforementioned David Drutz, Double D, Drutzy on the streets, he was asking Neil like about 12.5 questions about those gluten-free items on the menu because their daughter is allergic to gluten. So she's got to have all that non-gluten stuff. Yes, they check every single non-gluten box you could be hoping for. So get on down there.
Yeah.
We'll see you opening day. And then, by the way, also, Tony, not to be lost, a final note on Longbridge, I don't want to lose it underneath the chopped cheese and underneath the chicken parms, but we are going to debut the Polymac Particle Pizza. Okay. On opening day. So, Tony, you're going to have an honorary slice of that. I'm going to have an honorary slice of that. And then, as Mickey Rourke says in Barfly, to all of our friends, we'll enjoy
to all my friends.
All my friends.
Speaking of our friends, the PMP Army, our PMP Army art director, Dom Peralta, is laboring. They had a very laborious weekend coming up with T-shirt designs and sticker designs that we're thinking about busting out at this party as well.
You know, I always think about art directors as being like really cool people in general because they're artistically inclined. They got all kind of cool creative ideas. And Dom is one of these guys. Dom's given us so much creativity in such a short amount of time. Really, we owe him a huge debt of gratitude. And you guys all will too when you see the swag we're getting ready to print up. But Tony, I think about Don Draper on Mad Men. You remember like the art directors would always have that office because Peggy Olson was dating that kind of hippie guy. Like he was an art director with the beard, big dude. But they'd always be smoking J's. They'd be lying around on the couch. Draper would come in. What the hell are you guys doing in here? They're like, yeah, we're brainstorming. You know what I mean? I'm like, I could see myself being an art director. You know what I mean? Lying around some office, just burning J's.
Totally.
Like, thinking of ideas. Don't bother me.
With the cart full of booze that just gets wheeled from office to office, dude. The booze cart. Well, for a midday, like a midday meeting, a midweek midday meeting, the booze cart just gets rolled in. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I think the kids coming up now, like my kids, I got a son who's about to graduate college actually in about a month. And then I got another kid behind him. Tony's got young kids. Our kids are never going to know the splendors of a gin and tonic in the conference room or a vodka tonic in the conference room. And our kids will never know the splendors of like Marlboro Reds getting snuffed out in the ashtray during a meeting, because that's how Tony and I came up, dude. Smoke, alcohol, all that stuff was part of the workplace. And here we are in a much, much, much different world. All right, Tony, by the way, shout out and compliments to the Bay Area Sports Collective logo you have up in the corner. I like that look. Yeah, it looks cool. It's bringing up kind of a because of your color scheme, I'm starting to think about like it's got like a Bengals vibe to it, like the black and the orange. I'm thinking
I'm thinking Giants. I'm thinking Giants because we're approaching Giants baseball. So you got Bengals, sure, and then you got Giants baseball. Dude, opening day is going to be here before we know it, man. So I'm not there yet. Like we had Little League season opener on Saturday, and it was like, wow, I can't believe baseball's here already. Because I'm still kind of, I mean, the Dubs have taken over my life, really. And it's hard to get into the baseball.
This is, by the way, let me call Creative Tony out right now in front of everybody in broad daylight. This is, did you hear what he just said, you guys? Did you hear what Creative Tony just said? The Dubs have taken over my life. This is Mr. I don't have time for the regular season, as he said about 2 weeks ago. Now they've taken over your life.
The end of the season, dude.
A lot of contradictions.
Come on, game 30 or game 25 of the regular season, I'm not in. I'm sorry, I'm just not in.
Yeah, why watch Steph Curry rewrite the record book in game 30? Yeah, who needs it? It's horrible.
Now with Butler in the mix, now we're got close to 20 games left. Now the Dubs are 12-2 since Jimmy came aboard. They're 12-1.
Is that where they are? Really? Are they? It's 12-2 now.
12-2 with Butler, but Butler was out for one of the two losses. So technically they're 12-1 when Butler's on the floor. So
check it out, T. Just to give you like an outsider's perspective on how the Warriors are being viewed right now. I have a really good friend of mine in Boston. Shout out Tommy D'Angelo, really funny guy. And he's a hardcore Celtic fan. This is a guy who had that Larry Bird statue in his living room. He's out of his mind. He's a hardcore Celtic lunatic. And he said to me, Saturday night during that Pistons game. By the way, did you know the Warriors turned the ball over 19 times in the first half alone? 19. They've been doing this the entire Steve Kerr era. They love throwing the ball out of bounds.
Totally. It drives Kerr. It drives Kerr.
Drives me nuts, bro. Yeah, 19. And I'm sitting there going, are they going to win a game when they turn the ball over 19? Turns out, yes, they are going to win that game. Final score 115-110. Anyway, I'm watching that game.
Also, Paulie, 12 of 41 from behind the arc. 12 of 41. Not the best 3-point percentage you want going into the playoffs. No, but they're playing it. I mean, they're obviously throwing up a ton of threes, but they're able to compensate with better play in the paint. So it's like, and Butler again, just getting to the line, dude. Jimmy Butler. Yeah. And they went to the line 41 times against Detroit. 41 times. Steph Curry 12 of 12 from the line. Jimmy Butler 6 of 7. So it's like Dude, how about Guy Santos, 4 of 6?
Santos, bro, Santos, he
was
had a
pumped up.
Oh, dude, firing up the crowd. That was amazing. By the way, Butler
Say
with 26.
it to me, Santos. Sorry, I got to sing it every time.
Butler with 26, Curry with 32, and also I want to finish that thing about my buddy. So my buddy was wrapped up in the Lakers-Celtics game, which is being played simultaneously opposite the Warrior game. So he was checking in with me, and he goes, dude, don't think I don't see your Warriors out there winning games hand over fist. And then you ready for what he said, Tony? He goes, I'll see you guys in June.
Nice.
I took that as like, see, that's so. No, I know.
I would love that. A Celtics Dubs
round
reunion.
2. Want to go again?
That'd be great.
And
by the way, you mentioned the Lakers and Celtics, Paulie. Did you see the fucking flop, dude? Did you see LeBron's flop against the Celtics over the weekend?
This is part of the reason why. I saw it. I saw it. And Tony, I got news for you. This is nothing different from what he's been doing his entire career. If you go back to the Miami Heat days or the early days of Cleveland when he was just getting into the league, they used to call him LeFLOP. I don't know if you remember that. Like they called him.
I do.
You can enter. Go to YouTube after the show. Never during the show, guys. I want you to enjoy the splendors of the Polymac Particle Show. But as soon as we end, go to YouTube and just enter LeBron James flops greatest hits. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Totally.
Because this is something we've been seeing his whole career. This is why old school heads like me we keep a distance between myself, and I'm never going to call LeBron James the greatest basketball player of all time because of stuff like that. It's just it's such a bad look, especially when you have the physique of like Dre Greenlaw, dude. He's built like a linebacker, and
you don't need to do that stuff. You don't need to do that.
Is half his size, dude. You know what?
And you know what sucks too, Paulie? You know what sucks too is that the officials eat it up, man. They're suckers for it. They call it. He gets protected like I've never seen. And I thought Jordan got some pretty good protection as a player. But LeBron they've taken it to a whole nother level. And by the way, Steph just gets his ass beat every single time on the floor, dude. I love when you see Steph's after a game and you'll see like claw marks on his shoulders, right? Or like
every game. Guys clutching him, grabbing him. No, he's had more scratch marks across his upper torso than most people in the league. But anyway, that LeBron why don't we show it? Do you have it in bookmarks? Can you bring that up?
Yeah, I was going to wait till bookmarks to show it, but I can show it now
bust
too.
It out. We're talking about it now. Let's bust it out.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to just go into bookmarks first and then Tony's top 3? Why don't we do that instead?
Sure, man.
How about that, P? Yeah, let's do that.
Fine with me. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, why not? And again, we're.
It's time.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
For bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
The best. The freaking best. So bookmarks, Paulie. So here, I'll get right to it. I'm gonna set it up so we can watch this whole thing and watch it over and over and over. Okay?
Hey, by the way, I want to compliment you before you show me the LeBron James flop, which I saw and I hate it, but I want to show everybody else. Creative Tony, I want to compliment you on your extremely black sweatshirt. I don't know what you're rocking there. What is that
San Carlos Little League.
You got any extras? I'm a little jealous. I could use a nice black hoodie like that. That thing is
it's a good one.
Black.
It's a good one. It's nice.
How many
and
extras
warm.
you got? I'm pining for a one of my own. I can rep the league on your behalf up here. I could use a black hoodie, a new one. All my stuff is all faded. It's turning gray now. My black stuff is starting to look gray.
Paulie, how about you get down to one of Dom's Little League games and maybe there'll be a sweatshirt waiting for you.
Well, I could use an XL now. I got long arms.
Okay.
That's the thing. So
all right,
XL,
get down to one of Dom's games, and if you show up, then there'll be a sweatshirt waiting for you, buddy.
Real quick question. I've seen your son swing. It's really a nice swing. What position is your kid playing in the field?
He pitched on Saturday. He played first base. He played some shortstop. He played all over.
What's his favorite position to play?
Ooh, good question. I think he loves to pitch. I think he loves being on the mound.
How is he?
Number one. He's good. We went 4 innings and we lost 5-1, but he gave up a run in 4 innings. And
is he a lefty?
He's a righty. Throws righty, bats lefty.
See what I'm saying? He's like Tim Lincecum. Yeah. By the way, look at there he is, LeBron on the knee. All right. So for those of you who missed this, and by the way, I see Patty's coming as a super, so we got to take care of her too after we do LeBron.
After bookmarks, Patty, we will hope you had a great birthday
Patty.
weekend too, Patty. Here we go. So just watch and enjoy or get like supremely pissed. Look at this. No contact whatsoever.
What a dick.
No contact whatsoever.
Look at him taking a knee.
Here's the angle. Here's the angle. Look at this angle. Look at that.
Nothing.
I mean,
there's nothing there, Tony.
I mean,
and now he stands on the knee once again, like Rodin.
Look at this. Look at this. Untouched.
I see him.
Untouched.
I see him. By the way, leave it there. Freeze that. I want you to also take in mind like the physicality difference between the two of them. Tatum is half his size, Tony. Tatum he's a skinny.
And
he's a very.
Look at the expression on LeBron's face as if he's getting like
you've been
knifed
shot.
in the stomach.
Dude, it's like a sniper was up in the upper deck and he just pegged him in the back of the shoulder. The way he's acting. Look at this. Oh,
I mean, it's just.
Can you freeze it with him like totally bent over? Yeah. Give me a freeze frame on him.
Right there. Look at this. The arms up, and then the after. Look at, and then he falls down to the ground.
Look at him. Let him hang his head.
Look at this, and then he's one knee. I mean, it's just. It's so.
And you're calling this guy. This is the best player of all time. Is that what you're telling me, Tony?
Look. So you see Tatum's shoulder.
I see
right?
it, man. I see it.
LeBron's
there's no contact. Tony, there's no contact.
Look at.
There's no contact.
There's no contact whatsoever.
Well, you show it in slow mo. It's even funnier. Now, here's the thing too, and then he actually did hurt him.
Look at the arched back.
I see it, man. Look at everybody in the crowd looking like, oh, dude, here we go again with this jackass.
Dude, Jesus Christ, man. It's unbelievable, dude.
You know what sucks about this, man? And by the way, Aaron Kask, this is a Black Sabbath shirt. I'm wearing my Sabbath today. I had to represent. Thank you for noticing. Tony, here's the thing. Problem with this kind of behavior from the so-called GOAT of this generation, the greatest of all time, according to a lot of our younger viewers, this stuff rubs off on little kids. Little kids are flopping now in CYO. Dude, I've seen kids flop on like inbound plays. And if you're on Twitter, I'm sure you've seen this. People post this stuff. Like 8-9-year-old kids just starting to play organized basketball are flopping like this because this is what they see. They see what they think is the best player of all time faking contact and flopping. And again, it's such a bad look for a guy of his size and to be honest, his stature. Like a guy
he doesn't need to do that crap.
No,
that's he shouldn't. I want to kind of leave it. We're not going to, but I'd love to leave it up there the whole show just to remind people.
Maybe we do. Maybe we do leave it up there the whole show. In fact, play it back one more time. I want to make one more point. If you could rewind it one more time.
From the beginning, man. I'm not going to slow it down, though, but just watch it.
Look at him right there, by the way. There's no contact.
Oh, the theatrics, the dramatics.
Pause it real quick, T. Pause it real quick. I just want to make one point. I think the reason he did this is because he knew that he was getting beat. Tatum roasted him. Tatum cooked his ass.
And look at the score, by the way. It's 90-72.
No, the Celtics dropped a hammer. But by the way, real quick Eastern Conference kind of note, don't sleep on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've won 14 straight.
The East is
14 straight. I don't know.
Dangerous.
I know Boston likes to fancy themselves as like they're on their way to a back-to-back titles, a repeat, if you will.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, they got to go through Cleveland, and Cleveland is damn good. But anyway, I think the reason he did this is because
Paul, you mean Cleveland? But you mean Cleveland, Myles Garrett's favorite town?
We're gonna get there. I know we're gonna get. We haven't even done NFL free agency.
All the bullshit hypocrisy going on in pro sports, man. It really, this right here. Like, we'll play it again. Here you go. Watch this. He's
checking his chin. Checking his chin. Dude, it's just,
And the knee. What I love is the theatrics afterwards.
Yeah, the knee. You got to hang your head and take
Dude, the chin grab, the knee, the head down.
It is
like untouched.
By the way, Jared, John Joseph, it did look like Wilkes Booth shot him in this clip. It is. It's like,
dude,
I got you.
That's a great call.
Almost
yeah.
So
here's the other angle right here. Watch the facial expression.
John,
we'll move on. We'll move on in a second. Watch the facial expression right there.
I see him. No, I know. Screaming. Screaming in pain. Ah! I know the way he whips his head back. Look at that, dude. Grabbing his chin like he got hit. There was nothing.
Man, it's just outrageous, man.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh God. So there you go. So hey, then going on bookmarks again. This is something that just happened today.
Go ahead,
but Steph Curry has accepted a role with Davidson, his alma mater, as assistant GM for the basketball programs. How cool is that, dude?
I fine. You know what, Steph? Go ahead and be assistant GM to Davidson. Watch him. They'll probably be in the Final Four next year. I mean, I would expect this will pay immediate dividends because everything Steph Curry touches turns to the 24 karat solid gold.
Totally.
I congratulate Steph. Congratulations on your new gig, your side gig. He's the best shooter in the history of the world. Oh, and by the way, I'm also the assistant GM at Davidson now. And then, by the way, Tony, when he's done with GMing and playing basketball, can we just get him over to the White House? Let's just get him a seat at the White House. Let him straighten it up in D.C. as well. Why are you showing Draymond right now, by the way?
Because I'm going to bookmarks next. I'm just setting it up for bookmarks next.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to, what do you got for Day?
I'm just saying with Day, there was a note about, this is really impressive, dude. So Draymond Green has the third most 10 assist games by a non-guard in NBA history.
That's a great stat.
Isn't that incredible?
That's a great
Only
stat.
LeBron and Jokic have more. That is outstanding. And dude, I feel like Draymond is playing his ass off. He's flirting with the triple-double every game.
Well, on that point, he went 12, 9, and 7 the other night, including really the 3-point shot that iced the game. I mean, that three that he hit late in the fourth was like kind of the dagger. Yeah, 12, 9, and 7. And I agree with you. I'm glad you brought up Draymond. He's playing exceptional basketball right now because I think he can smell it. I think he can smell that this team actually has now potential to go on a run. Tony, have we ever seen a team change the caliber, the quality of their overall play like one guy has done for the Warriors? Like, I don't know that I've ever seen this before, where they make one move for one player and all of a sudden it's a whole new team. Like, it's pretty remarkable.
Recent memory, I can't think of something. I mean, we were all worried about it. We were all worried about how's he gonna mesh with these guys? How are they gonna mesh with his ego? And man, so far so good. Knock on wood, But and by the way, let's give Patty some love because Patty.
Oh, Patty!
Thank you for the super. You rule. Hope you had a great birthday weekend.
You want to delve in? Like, we let the listeners know.
No, I was just gonna say. Okay. No, I was just gonna say that we are currently actively shopping for literally. It's funny you mentioned soundboards because literally we are currently actively shopping for soundboards as we speak. So
and I can tell you this, Patty. There's one. Let's just put it like this: one down, one to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Like one of them has been secured, but Tony and I, as we've been saying, Patty, we're trying to outfit ourselves. So Tony's got one and I've got one.
Yep.
And soon we'll be having entire conversations just by using the soundboard. We won't even speak anymore. We'll just sit here and talk to each other with the soundboard. Believe me, it's going to happen. But Patty, thanks a lot. And yes, the other one's on the way. Look at Mikey looking like gangster right there, by the way.
With totally. With
Don't sleep on Mikey. His pimp hand is strong up there. I'm telling you right now, up in Napa.
Love them. And then also another super, we got to give Escobar the third, not the second, Paulie, but Escobar the third. Hey, Jordan never called himself the GOAT. Others call him Jesus in sneakers. LBJ has called himself GOAT and King. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, dude. I love that, Escobar. That's a great.
I like GTFOH. I've never seen it laid out like that. And by the way, Escobar, I agree 1,000,000%. That's the thing.
Yes.
When you're Eddie Van Halen didn't have to walk around and say, hey, I'm the best guitar player on the planet. Michael Jordan never had to walk around and go, oh, by the way, I'm the best basketball. But you know who does that? LeBron James.
Right.
This is one of the things that soured me so much, and this is when I stopped kind of taking him seriously off the court. Do you remember, Tony, in the which year was it when the Cavs came back from the 3-1 deficit to beat the Dubs? Was that 16? I'm losing track of the time.
Yeah, I know. I lost track too. Is it 16? I think it's 16. I'll double check.
Help me on the comments line. Which year was it? In any case, the year that the Cavs came back from the 3-1 deficit and beat the Golden State Warriors on their own floor, Game 7, the block, the Iguodala thing, that whole. I'll never forget that day, Tony. I woke up and first of all, it was Father's Day. I remember that. Game 7 was Father's Day, and I woke up that day because that was the 73-win season, and I thought, the Warriors didn't do all this work to lose on their own floor in Game 7, and then they did.
Yeah.
It was pretty damn heartbreaking. But my point was
2016, by the way, Paulie, the PMP Army has spoken. 2016, it was the 73-9 season. Yes.
Thank you, kids. Thank you, Tony, and thank you, comments.
415 West. Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Jamar.
Thank you, guys.
Good to see you, Jamar. So, Tony, after that game, a couple of weeks later, there was a sit-down interview. I'm sure a lot of you remember it, but if you don't, LeBron James actually said this in the interview. He goes, when I came back 3-1 down to the Golden State Warriors and won Game 7 on their own floor, quote, that pretty much made me the best player of all time. That pretty much made me the best player of all time, he says. You got that, Tony? I mean, it's just such a turnoff. Like, we see you, dude. We know you're a great player. Have you ever told anybody, Tony, that you're the best of all time at anything? Have you ever said that?
I'm just going through all of our laugh tracks because no, I've never done that, and I never would. Even if I was as talented as LeBron James, I feel like you're setting an example for
it's
everybody
horrible.
watching.
It's such a bad freaking look. Why don't you let us decide? Let the media, the writers of basketball, got people like Scott Ostler, who, by the way, we got to get Scott on the program. There's so much going on, Tony.
Yes,
Tim Anderson tomorrow, like you said. You know who I want to get on Wednesday? But I'm just going to make this announcement right now on the air, live in front of everybody, in front of God and everybody else. I want to catch up with Pecan. I need some Pat Connor. I need some old Pat. So I'm going to reach out to old Pat after the show today, try to book his ass for Wednesday night. Because, he might be at the top of the I Hate LeBron James mountaintop.
Yes,
like, I think once you climb that mountain, the last guy up there is Pecan. He made he built his career on hating LeBron's guts.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So
Totally.
It'd be a good time to catch up with Pecan. Yeah, exactly, Escobar. Good old Peaches. It's been way too long, and I need to see his smiling face. So I'll try to get him on for Wednesday.
And speaking of South City, which is where Longboard Pizza owners are from, Longbridge Pizza, excuse me. Longbridge Pizza owners are from. Pecan now resides in South City, so we'll have to check up and see what's going on in South City. But Paulie, stand by. Sports Flash from the PMP Sports Desk.
Sports Flash. I like Sports Flash. Okay. Yeah. What's a Sports Flash? What is it? I want
to thank SF Charlie because Sam Darnold is now a Seattle Seahawk. So the commenters again keeping us on our toes. NFL free agency, which we're going to get into here in a second, Paulie.
I know we got to move. We got a lot going on. Yeah.
Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. So that's interesting because they just traded Geno Smith to the Raiders. So Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. That's very interesting.
I think that's going to work. I mean, that's already, I'm just thinking about that. I think that might work out. Sam Darnold has had such a, his comeback story about having the year he had in Minnesota last year, and they still won't give him the time of day. They're like, yeah, thanks for the 14 wins. Now get the hell out of here. Grab your shit and go. Hop a plane to Seattle, dude. You're out. So, I want to congratulate Sam Darnold. I kind of like that guy. I've been rooting for him. I see a super, Tony. I can't see the name, but I see the shark logo with a super, if you want to drag that on there.
What the deal was. Yeah, I'll get there in a second. I was just looking to see what the deal was for Sam. It's a 3-year deal with the Seahawks. So I was looking to see for how much dough. No, that's Geno Smith. I'll find it. I'm just trying to see what because these quarterbacks are starting to get paid, dude. And average quarterbacks are starting. Geno Smith was asking for 40 to 45 million.
Cut the crap. Cut the crap. Dude, Geno Smith is not worth 45 million. See, that's the thing. That's what's going on. I don't know when this bubble is going to burst, but that's why Brock is you show Brock Purdy 45 million, and he's saying, well, Geno Smith is asking for that, and I'm better. I've already taken you to a Super Bowl, but Nick DiFrancesco. 1992. Nice, dude. Nice. I got you. Shout out the Sharks at the Cow Palace. I feel you. As a member of the PMP Army, I have some banking to do. I thought I'd open up a separate San Jose Shark account. The dough might entice Drew, Randy, Dan, or wow, you know what, dude? Hey, Nick, check it out, bro. You might be living inside my dome. Hand to God, okay? Hand to God. I told Tony no more than 3-4 days ago. I remember because Tony and I talk on the phone 87 times a day about the show, about what we got. It's nonstop. I'm practically married to this kid at this point. And you know what? I think the secret of our success, we live 30 miles away. That might be the secret to it. You take this house, I'll take this one. Everything's going to be fine. You know what I mean? Anyway, Tony said, I told Tony a couple days ago because I was watching the Sharks play. I think, where were they? Up in Toronto? I think they were playing the Leafs. Anyway, I'm watching the game, and I was like, you know what? We got to get Ted Ramey on the show. Ted or Drew or any of those guys, Nick, but Ted is our boy, dude. We love Ted Ramey.
Love Ted.
And
Ted. He did talk some San Jose Earthquake soccer too with Ted. So
I'll tell you
Ted's a multifaceted human being.
Oh, don't think he's not in this freaking garage powerlifting right now too. And that ain't a joke. That kid powerlifts, dude. Don't sleep on the bulk of a Ted Ramey. The traps, dude. Have you seen the traps on Ted Ramey? I'm not even joking.
Yes.
There's no comedy here. I'm being dead serious. He puts the weight belt on, dude. He throws on YouTube bootlegs, and he just starts firing out sets of bench. You know what I mean? Hey, honey, put another 45-pound plate on the bar. He's a madman. But anyway, I love Ted and would like to get him on the show. Nick, thank you for the contribution. And Tony, to satisfy
thank you, Nick.
I think we should do that very soon, maybe even this week, because the Sharks are not going to the playoffs and the season's going to end soon. So, Nick, we will. I'm on that for you. We'll take care of you. And we'll get Ted Ramey on the show because I love Ted and I want to catch up with him. Okay.
Hey, Paulie, did you want there was one bookmark that you put in here about an AC/DC concert and
this was such a feel-good thing. Yeah.
Okay, stand by. I'm gonna load it up here because this is really this is just a feel-good thing on a feel-good Monday here because Mondays suck in general.
I want to meet her because I hope that's me in about 30 years. I hope to be doing this. Yeah, dude, look at this lady. Now,
okay, she turned 81. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, she's just this older woman. Would you call her at the age of 81, Tony? Do you say elderly? When
No,
does elderly
no.
kick in? When does that
Never.
kick in?
In my head, never. Ever. I'm never resigning to that word. I'm
I
always going
look
to
at
be. Yeah.
I look at Mick Jagger, who, by the way, is older than this lady. You got me?
Right.
He's older
Right.
than this lady.
Right.
He's still running around like he's 25, and I ain't calling him elderly. So I'm not
Buddy Guy, dude. Buddy Guy still gigging in Chicago. I'm not going to
God
call
bless
him
him.
elderly.
That's
Buddy
the code
Guy,
of the
isn't
blues.
Buddy Guy 90? Isn't he like 90 or 91? Like the guy's still gigging. Stop it.
I don't know that if he's 90, but he's close, and that's the code of the blues. You play, you gig until you die.
Yes.
And that is exactly what the Rolling Stones are doing too. But anyway, here she is, the heavy metal AC/DC grandma who's still out there throwing horns at AC/DC shows. Tony, go ahead. This is really
Here
cool.
we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, isn't it? AC/DC!
Dude.
Yeah, lady, get in there. Look at the horns, bro.
Hold on. Can I just pause this? Look at this.
Yeah. No, I
The
love it.
horns with the fingers and the horns on her head. This is incredible.
Come on.
Yeah.
Bowing, dude. Bowing. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
bless
Paul.
her.
Yeah,
God
I'm
bless
so
her.
glad you put that up there, man, because that
I feel
that's what it's all
strongly
about.
about that. I really do.
Mhm.
I really feel strongly about that. I'm going to tell you this quick story, and then I want to go through all the NFL free agents because there's so many names. I want to check them all, and then we'll get into the home stretch of the show. I saw this interview with Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction like 10, 15 years ago. This is a while ago. And he was talking about playing music as you age and like what that does for you and stuff. And he said this thing, and I'll never forget this. And that's kind of evidence of it. He said, if there really is such a thing as the fountain of youth, it's music. Because if you stay connected to music, if you play music, or you just listen to it every day, you will remain youthful. You can stay in touch with some of those feelings you had when you were 17 that you still feel when you're 50, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I put on a Van Halen record, I don't feel that much different than I did when I was like 19 years old. I still kind of feel the same way. And when you see that lady throwing horns, the actual like devil horns. I mean, like, I love that, dude. She's dialed into like youthful experiences, getting out and living and rocking out. Did you see the guys like bowing to her and stuff, dude? The guys, I mean, and last thing on that rock and roll grandma, you're muted, by the way, Tony. You might want to unmute that mic. She also is roughing it out on the floor. She's not even like in a seat, Tony. She has no seat. She's she's a GA gangster, and I want to applaud her.
One more time. Look at how pumped up she is too to get the gift. Like it starts out with like she realized she's going to AC/DC.
Yeah.
AC/DC!
Yeah.
Come on.
We'll just do it. Look at that. I mean, come on. This is how you live.
Yeah. Come on, lady. Here we go.
Yeah.
You got pointing at her. Yeah. God bless her. God bless her. God bless that lady.
Fountain of youth. You're right. Total fountain of youth, dude. Absolutely.
Just throwing it out there. I mean, why can Mick Jagger run around? Yeah.
Such an inspiration. I mean, that's the way to live, man. We're seeing on the comment line geriatric golds, and then we had Brian Townsend checking in with elderly woman behind the counter in a small town. Maybe that's her. It's a little Pearl Jam shout out. But geriatric goals. That's what. And by the way, Buddy Guy 88. I just checked it out. Buddy Guy is 88, so he's approaching 90, still gigging like regularly in Chicago. And it's just like anytime I see those clips of Buddy Guy gigging, and incredible. And he still has chops, dude.
Chops! I want to give the class an assignment right now. Totally organic. I didn't expect to do this, but I'm doing it because anytime we get a chance to rally around Buddy Guy, count me in. So here's the thing: after the show, go to YouTube, go to Spotify, go to Apple. I don't care where you go, but go to a platform where they stream music and enter. Ready for the title of this one, Tony? Champagne and Reefer. You got me?
Yes, I know it.
Champagne and Blank and Reefer. And I think that's an old Muddy Waters song. Yeah. But anyway, Martin Scorsese filmed the Rolling Stones in the what the hell is the name of that movie? Shine a Light. They were playing the Beacon Theater in New York City, early 2000s. Buddy Guy comes on stage. Mick Jagger sings the first verse of Champagne and Reefer. And dude, the look in Buddy Guy's eye is kind of scary, actually. Mick is singing and Buddy Guy is staring at him. Like,
Yeah.
and he's saying, like, come on, man, show me what you can do. And then Buddy Guy takes the mic, and dude, it's like a fucking lion roaring when he takes a vocal. Champagne and Reefer, Rolling Stones, Buddy Guy, class. That's your assignment. Go enjoy. You'll never be the same after you watch that one. All right, Creative Tony.
That's why PMP. If we ever graduate from doing the show, we're gonna be professors at a local university, and this is what we're gonna teach. These are gonna be the homework assignments. There's gonna be watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High, watching Weird Science, watching Revenge of the Nerds, and then we're gonna do book reports on these kinds of things. So maybe we should ask somebody to report back tomorrow or the next day to see if they watched Champagne and Reefer.
I like that, Tony. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to get a gold star tomorrow? Who wants to put an apple on the teacher's desk? Who wants to stay late after class for some special tutoring? I'm kidding. Calm down. But I got to say, send me your reactions to the Champagne and Reefer. Great call, Tony. And again, I'm not kidding you when I say first time I saw that, a Buddy Guy kind of scared me. The intensity in his eyes is so severe. Like he's not fucking around. And I was like, wow, that's talk about commitment to a song. Jesus Christ.
And dude, speak of music is life. I saw that comment on the comment line. Somebody said music is life. I want to just again tease at the end of the show. NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC made a reggae tune. For our show. Yeah. And for the fictitious character Hans Loofa that we created on our second show. And
Great,
so
Tony,
we're going to play that at the end of the show.
I have a question. Can I make it? You know how I like to do confessions on the air?
Yes.
Remember we had the Al Davis confessional booth? Can I step into the Al Davis confessional booth real quick?
Yes.
And make a confession in front of you and God and everybody and all the commenters? All right, here it is, guys. This is a true story now. I'm not making this up. So we have a show email address. Tony, if you could, you want to throw it up there just so people can see it. Anytime you want to contribute, like Leah sent in her bathrobe picture. We've had the founder of Roby Tuesday up in Humboldt. He sent his picture in a bathrobe. And then the song that Tony's referring to. Thank you. paulyspod@gmail.com. You can hit us up there anytime. Here's the thing. Here's my confession. So Tony, are you ready? And I'm not making this up. You know this. I have no access to that email account. How do you like that? I can't get in.
You do. It's complicated. Well, no, but it's complicated because Gmail is just basically trying to be protective.
Well, they're so protective, I can't get in. They're so goddamn
worried
protective.
about multiple people logging in from different computers and all that stuff. So when I'm logged in and then you try to log in, Gmail's like, what the hell's going on? So then I'm getting all these alerts.
So that's me. Every time you get an alert, I'm just trying to get in and see my own. It's the email address for my show, and I can't get access to the email. Anyway, long story short, when you guys send stuff in, rest assured, Tony will get to your stuff. I promise. But in the meantime, I have somehow been forbidden from entering my own email account. So Tony's taking care of that right now. And if you are sending stuff over to my attention, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up, Tony, because I try to interact with people if they have a question.
Yep.
I do it on Twitter. I was talking to Naomi about turntables. She was asking, so here's your answer. And I would do that with the email. I just can't get in. I just want to let people know. That's my confession.
Yeah, I'm responding to emails and I forward them to Pauly, and I'm also trying to work on the Gmail, Google backend.
It's crazy out here. Yeah, it's crazy,
Very protective. And
maybe a little too protective. Yeah.
Yeah, well, our buddy Brian Townsend, who checked in earlier, he works on this stuff about like the safety and all that the internet safety and scammers.
Shout out Safety Dance, if I could. Safety Dance.
We won't spell it out, but you guys know how it gets spelled out with the SSSSAA. So, by the way, Pauly, sports flash from the PMP Sports Desk.
I'm all about you dropping sports flash, not sports break, not breaking news, sports flash. Please write that down. I don't want you to forget that. I want that to be a part of the show going forward. Sports flash. It's a polyback particle sports flash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Justin Fields to the Jets for 2 years.
Well, that's going to be a disaster. I guarantee that's going to be a freaking disaster. Because first of all, everything the Jets touch turns to S at some point.
Yes.
Like the Jets. By the way, shout out to our new boss, Jeremiah Crow. He's like the guy who created the Bay Area Sports Collective. Great guy. And you ready for this? Passionate Jets fan. Okay. Passionate blanking Jets fan. He grew up in Rhode Island, which, by the way, Tony, maybe one of the more underrated states on the Eastern Seaboard is Rhode Island. I'm just throwing it out there, dude. Rhode Island will sneak up on you with its charm. You got your Barringtons, your seaside towns. You got your Newport Jazz Festivals. A lot of cool stuff going on in Rhode Island. In any case, our boss Jeremiah grew up as a Jets fan, and I'm telling him, and I'm telling you, Tony, and all our friends on the comments line, I want the Jets to win because I hate the Giants back there when I grew up.
Yeah,
with the Jets
I'm always rooting for the Jets too. And now
no
that
problem
Rodgers
with the
is not
Jets.
in the scene,
I got no problem with the Jets.
Yeah,
go ahead,
agreed.
Gang Green, win some games. But Tony, I'm telling you right now that it's not going to work with Fields. That's my prediction.
How about the fact that Justin Fields is technically a backup quarterback and just signed a 2-year, $40 million deal? He's getting $20 million a year, and he's
the clipboard.
As a backup. I mean, he's going to fight for the starting job, I would assume, in New York, but still. The fact that you're a backup QB and you're getting $20 million, dude, that is outrageous. The NFL is off its rocker right now, dude. Like, seriously.
Well, that's I like the way you said that. Well, that's kind of the going rate for like a backup quarterback now is like pulls 20.
I'm going to tell my son, don't ever start. Just be a backup quarterback and you just go. Just stay healthy and be a backup.
I'm still arguing one of the best gigs in sports is being a punter. In the NFL, just punt a couple balls downfield, get the hell out of there,
and
collect your dough.
Can somebody bring back the gold watch of Reggie Roby? Can somebody just honor Reggie Roby and I don't even care if you do it once and then you're told by the officials they have to take it off, but just go out there with a gold watch once, like Reggie Roby used to do. Well, and then it'll be
Roby did it 5-6 times a game. He'd wear it every Sunday.
Yes.
I mean, I still can't understand how that's not illegal to wear a solid gold watch on the field.
Oh, I think it is now. Yeah, I think it is now. And he probably got at some point he was told to take it off. But I think it was one of those wristband watches where it's a stretchy metal, like where it's like had the bands that would stretch, but it was metal.
You. So, sure. Creative Tony, I got to throw in a quick riff. I got to say, like, if I ever made it to the NFL, maybe my kid makes it to the NFL, something like that, your kid, whatever. How about this for like a new trend? Forget about the gold watch, dude. Could we get like, if you were say you were on special teams and you were going to return a punt, and you know how like when they got the guy ready to receive the punt is on the field, the camera usually gives you like one close up of that guy to be like, okay, Dominic Ryan back to receive the punt for San Francisco. Dude, when they do the close up, dude, how about we do start a new trend? Forget about wristwatches. How about one of those rope chains with the VW logo, like the Beastie Boys had?
Nice.
On the like their first record, like so tacky looking, dude. And by the way, bonus points to the Beastie Boys for coming out and throwing a VW logo, bro, on the chain. Volkswagen.
Paulie, I need you to hold it down for literally like 20 seconds because I need to go get something after just because you mentioned this. And also, by the way, we're getting all kinds of reaction about the Justin Fields news. 2 years, $40 million, $20 million a year. I don't know how they're paying that kind of money in a cap league. I really don't know. But dude, Reggie Roby punting all day, and then the gold chain what if I told you I have one of those gold chains with the
You've already shown it on the show. Yeah, you've shown that off before. I've seen it.
The gold chain? I don't think I've showed the gold chain. I've showed the gold jacket. The gold jacket I've shown. Not the gold
you had
chain.
you did. You had the chain on. It was one of the earliest shows we did. Yeah,
I don't believe so.
Go get it if you want to. Go nuts. Knock yourself out.
Go ahead.
Knock yourself out. Anyway, it's cool.
Fine.
Yeah. It's funny that you're saying that. Is that your son's chain?
Yes.
So.
And it was like all of his buddies when he went to the Niner game, they wanted him. Like, are you kidding me?
When did that shit start? We didn't wear gold. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Stand by, Paulie. I'll be right back.
Okay. What he's saying is it's 100% true. Like if you go to a Niner game now at Levi Stadium, and you're walking through the concourse, you will see, I say no fewer than dozens of guys and girls wearing those thick rope chains with Niner logos that they're like made of plastic, but they're supposed to look like solid gold. I don't understand it. I'm not a chain guy. A Cuban link, John Joseph says. Is that what they call that? A Cuban link? There it is. Yeah, that's. I mean, all right. I don't know. It's very LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying?
Look at this thing. I mean, it's the size of this logo, dude.
Oh, is it heavy? Is that logo heavy or is it plastic?
Like, can you hear it? Like,
I can.
I mean, that's just
leave it on for the rest of the show. For starters, you're leaving that on.
Sure.
Yeah, if you could. All right, Tony. Well, we're in the final stretch of the show. How about some other real quick NFL free agency? Just give me the news real quick, T.
Well, dude, so free agency. So Geno Smith gets traded to the Raiders for a third rounder. Okay, Devontae Adams gets traded to the. I'm sorry.
Devontae's to the Rams.
The Devontae Adams to the Rams. But somebody got traded. Hold on, let me take it. Myles Garrett signs the 4 years, $160 million deal. All of a sudden, he has a change of heart and loves Cleveland again.
And by the way, that ensures that the Browns will suck for like the next few years. They could have cashed in on Myles Garrett and gotten They could have rebuilt their entire team really with draft picks. Instead, they give him more money. He doesn't even want to be there. But okay, I saw that story too. It's a real head scratcher. I don't get it, but I guess he took the money. That's all.
Dude, then Devontae Adams is a Ram, so now we got Devontae Adams in the NFC West. We got Sam Darnold in the NFC West now. The thing, DK Metcalf traded to Pittsburgh for a second rounder. So my question, Paulie, dude,
yes,
yes, the Niners only got a fifth rounder for Debo.
Yeah,
Geno Smith, but the Seahawks get a third rounder for Geno Smith. Like, well, I'm confused.
It's
or
a good
DK Metcalf's second rounder. Like DK Metcalf is good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. But Debo, they only got a fifth rounder for Debo, whereas Seattle got a second rounder for Metcalf.
I will admit, I thought the Niners could have gotten a little bit more than 1/5 rounder for Debo Samuel. Maybe it's his age, maybe it's his attitude, I'm not sure. But it's a good question and a good point, T. You would think Debo would fetch a little more. How about a third rounder? You know what I mean? How about something
right?
Yeah.
And also now this means that because the Khalil Mack re-signed with the Chargers, and so that definitely kind of solidifies that Joey Bosa is not going back to the Chargers. So we could get news anytime today or tomorrow that Bosa is a Niner. Joey Bosa is a Niner.
I'm almost kind of expecting it now, Tony. I mean, it just sounds like based on all these rumors swirling around, Niners are talking to Bosa. The Bosa brothers on the same line. Here's my question to you. We kind of talked about this the other night a little bit. So many questions regarding his health. Not Nick, Joey Bosa. You know that. I'm a little uptight about it. I got to be honest. I'm a little apprehensive about it because I don't want to throw a boatload of money at a guy who's not going to be on the field. And then you're back to square one. And by the way, speaking of Debo going to the Commanders, did you see Javon Kinlaw just signed with the Commanders too? So they're going to have a little Niner reunion. Watch out, dude. The Commanders, we saw what this young team can do. They already went to an NFC championship as a freaking wild card team. Watch out. I'm telling you. And then the Eagles coming off like a Super Bowl hangover kind of year. It's always really hard to get back up after you win a Super Bowl, as we all know. And the Commanders are coming. I'm just saying, heads up on that. It's too bad we got such a long wait till football starts again. I want to see how all this
I know. Well, that's why football's king, dude. Look at how much we're talking about it right now, and it's freaking March 10th, dude.
Yeah.
So, also the Niners cut Malik Collins, dude. Guess who had more sacks last year, Joey Bosa or Malik Collins? Guess.
Collins.
Yeah. And it's like, okay. And Bosa.
I wasn't crazy about Bosa's year. And I know he's held on every snap, but I'm holding him to a very, very high standard, as we all should as Niner fans, honestly. He's got to get home. See, now I'm getting upset. He's got to get to the quarterback, dude. And I don't think that's his job. Throw the arm back, get in that weird stance, and go. Hit these guys. Because again, watching what Philly did to Mahomes in that Super Bowl, that's what I want. That's what I'm demanding. And that's what they need. If they can't do that, they will not win a Super Bowl. They have to be able to get to the quarterback. So anyway, what about Collins, Steve? Go back to your original point.
I'm just saying the Niners cut him, and I'm saying, but he had more sacks than Bosa did last year, and he also stayed on the field the whole season, where Bosa hasn't for the last 3 seasons. Bosa's gotten hurt and missed multiple games each of the last 3 seasons.
I'm trying to remember what was it last year. Was it? Sorry, T.
I know the Bosa's a damn good pass rusher and a damn good. He contains the edge too, but I also am worried about the longevity and the health factor. If they bring him in, it better be like an incentive laden contract where they're not spending an ass load to get him, because it needs to be incentive laden is what I would hope to.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I need more from Bosa next year. That's all I'm saying. I need more. And again, what drives me crazy is just a couple of nights ago, or last week rather, Tony and I were doing the show, and we started talking about Aldon Smith. His name came up one day, and we started looking at Aldon Smith numbers. That's what I'm looking for. Give me some of those Aldon Smith kind of numbers. But again, I always have to remind myself, I'll ask this question of you, Tony, and give me your answer. Was Aldon Smith's record-setting productivity as far as sacks, was that a result of having Justin Smith next to him on the line, or is that a result of Aldon Smith just being an unstoppable force with that great spin move you talked about?
I think it's a combo.
Both. Yeah,
it's a combo. I mean, Aldon Smith was an absolute force, man, and he had that spin move, dude. Come on. I think the only better spin move is that Diamond Dave on stage with Van Halen was probably the better spin move than Aldon Smith, dude.
I got to give Reggie White some love too. Reggie White used a spin move to perfection. Rest in peace.
Yes, but best on stage spinner. Like I just mentioned David Lee Roth because I always like in the Panama video he does some spins and then he shakes his ass in the camera with the tassel over his ass.
Assless chaps was my preference. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think of like people that do like healthy spins on stage. Freddie Mercury probably did. I'm guessing, but you really got to be fleet of foot, as they say, to pull that off, especially going up against a 350-pound offensive lineman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Alden Smith and Justin Smith were a force. So maybe Bosa, maybe the Bosa or Brosa or whatever, or Bosa Bros.
I don't care about cute little nicknames right now. I don't, you know what I mean? Brosa. No, I don't, whatever.
Buckle up, dude. Buckle up. That's all coming. I mean, that's all coming. Once they sign him, it's all coming. All the Bosa bros and Brosa, and it's all coming. So, hey, I mean, if they don't overspend for him, then I'm happy about it. I just don't want them to overspend for him. And then next thing you know, he's hurt for 5 games, and Bosa was hurt. So it's like Nick Bosa. So it's like, and these guys are such physical specimens. It's like, I get it, man. They're such tightly wound freaking machines almost. And
can you imagine if the Bosa brothers ever get pissed at each other and get into a fist fight in the locker room or something like that? I saw in my high school, I've told the story on the Murph and Mac show before. I don't know if Rags and Winks are still out there, but they'll back me on this. We had these 2 brothers in my high school. One was in my grade. The younger brother was a year younger than me. The Christensen brothers, Jesus Christ, Marky and Scotty Christensen. And each one of these guys, like Mark was a captain of our football team. Then he graduated the next year. Scotty, he was a captain of the football team. These guys are both, I mean, they were benching like 300 plus pounds in high school. Yeah. And one time they got in a fight over a girl in our locker room. Like, I think it was gym class. I think it was gym. Yeah. Are you with me on this, Rex? Were you in there? Dude, as far as I remember, I think a row of lockers got knocked over. It was like 2 grizzly bears getting after it. And of course, it was always over a girl. I got to say, like, more high school guy on guy fist fights are started, caused, and ended by like a female. Like, there's always a girl in the middle of like a good high school brawl. And that one was no exception. Did you have any like killer brother combinations at SI when you were there?
We had the McGuire brothers, and there was also SDI, which was Sunset District Incorporated, which was kind of a, like, I don't want to call it a gang. It was just a group of high school dudes that would kind of, I don't know, be a rough and tumble group. But the McGuire brothers, they were. I wouldn't mess with the McGuire brothers. By the way, I got to give a shout out to the comment line. Nathan says if they kept DeForest Buckner, Nick Bosa would have even crazier sack numbers, and he's right.
I hated that so freaking. I still hate that so freaking much, dude. People don't. I mean, see the results, dude. Buckner had that great push right in the. I mean, dude, he was such a great player, a real leader too. DeForest Buckner was a real leader. I hated that. I hate the fact that he got away. It was right after that first Chiefs Super Bowl. It was like, yeah, see you later, DeForest. Thanks for everything, but you got to go. And they again, you know, to accommodate maybe Nick Bosa coming in, what have you, but at the same time, like there was a drop off and it's still there. So they got to get better on that D line. Is my overall point. I need more pressure on the quarterback. Tony, go.
Yeah, no question. I also got to give love to Rising Wolf, our friend Rising Wolf. He says the spinners in the concourse at Oakland Arena during drum space for the win of the best spinners.
You ain't kidding. No, these are people. For the non-initiated. If you've never been to a Grateful Dead show, there are people. Oh man. It still happens at the Sphere. It's crazy, dude. There are people in the Dead community known as spinners. That's what they're known as. And they don't go inside to watch the show. Okay, first of all, think about that.
Correct.
They pay for the ticket to get inside, and then they stay in the hallway. They don't go inside to watch the show. So instead, they spin like tops. They just spin in the hallway. Men, women, girls, children of all ages. And then when you get up in the middle of the set to go to the bathroom or to get a beer or whatever, you got to navigate your way through the spinners. It's like an obstacle course. It's like skiing slalom. You know what I'm saying, Tony? Because you got elbows, you got dreads, there's shit flying around, skirts. You know what I mean? Unshaven legs.
Dreadlocks flying.
I said that. Yeah, dreadlocks are flying. You're getting whipped.
Sorry, I missed it.
Anyway, but that's all part of the spinner community. Yeah, that's a great call. All right, Tony, we got to wrap the show up. We only got
such a great call.
We got to wrap soon. So should I do Longbridge now, or do you have stuff before Longbridge?
I do not have anything before Longbridge. I'm just wondering if we're going to do another sports flash before we get out of here.
Why, do you have one? I want a sports flash.
No, I was wondering if something else is going to pop in free agency. I was that's why I didn't hear your dreadlocks comment because I was searching the free agency wire.
I didn't mention. Well, I'll give you another sports flash. Give me a sports flash open, T. Go ahead, give it to me.
Sports flash, PMP Sports Desk.
By the way, not bad. Is there a way we could get a real open built for this, along with the other 87 elements of the show? We have so much production to do. And by the way, I want to introduce a new segment to the show. Can I do that as well after the sports flash? Okay.
Yeah.
First sports flash. Here's this. And by the way, I love sports flash. I love that. I'm getting this off ESPN.com as we speak. Aaron Rodgers now emerging as an option in Pittsburgh. Okay.
There you go. See, there you go.
That's a sports flash.
I could see Tomlin and Rodgers getting along. Actually, I really could. Actually, that could be a good fit.
Why? I got to think about that. I don't know.
I thought maybe Rodgers would retire now that Devontae Adams is a Ram. I thought Rodgers maybe like, you know what? I can't.
Can I get a Rodgers side? Can I get a side, Tony?
I'm not going to LA. That's what Aaron Rodgers says. Here we go. Stand by.
Thank you. Give me another. By the way, here, let's punctuate the story with the side. Tony, it turns out ESPN.com reporting Aaron Rodgers now an option in Pittsburgh. Thank you so much. I don't know that Tomlin's going to want that sighing sack of ayahuasca.
You got two seasoned veterans right there, dude. I feel like I think that's probably a good fit. It's not some young coach that's like going to try and like order. I don't know. I just feel like it's a better fit with a seasoned veteran like Mike Tomlin. And Tomlin's probably thinking, hey, I only have so many more shots to try and, get to the promised land again. I saw a joke that Ben Roethlisberger was like, hey, DK Metcalf's a Steeler. I'm coming out of retirement.
By the way, I'll tell you, just remember you heard it here first, folks. It ain't going to work with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. It's not. It's over.
Interesting.
It's not going to work. It's over for Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to spread the word on that. All right, Tony.
I think so too. And can I just say, I want to give a love to We Don't Need No Stinking Badges.
Yeah.
We Don't Need No Stinking Badges says, hey, Tony, thanks. I bought a Lego flower for my wife for her birthday this weekend. I'm like, that's rad. Yeah. Dude, Lego flowers. Check them out. Check out the whole Lego plant world. Check them out. They're super fun to build too.
Again, the contradictions of creative Tony, they know no bounds. Watch me take them take them to task right now. Creative Tony, like a known hippie, tree hugging kind of environmentalist. I'm not eating this. I can't drink that. I can't breathe this. Everything. Like, he's always concerned with the planet, and I am too, by the way. I'm all about taking care of Mother Earth and all that shit. But I will say this.
Yeah.
The contradictions, Tony, you're frustrating, baffle me all at the same time, because you're going to go out to a store, spend hard-earned American currency on a box of fucking plastic that's not good for the environment. It's not good for the world. Instead of going to a florist and saying, you know what? Give me some real beautiful, fragrant flowers for my loving wife. I want my wife to be able to inhale these flowers and go, God, that's a beautiful fragrance. Instead, no. Tony drops a bag of plastic on the counter and he goes, I got your flowers right here. How do you make sense of that?
I've never been a big fan of cutting flowers from their natural habitat. I've never been a fan of that. You let them grow wild. You let them grow wild and appreciate that. And plus, what's worse than like a dying, sagging flower as it's ending its life in your home? Hey. I'd rather give somebody a plant, like a full plant, and then they can nurture it and they can let it grow and feed it and take care of it. I'm not a big fan of giving somebody, quote unquote, Rolling Stones dead flowers. Right?
Well, you enjoy your plastic. You enjoy your toxins.
And the plastics by Legos are made. You got to let me respond, dude. If you're gonna call me out, you got to let me respond. So the plastics are made by sustainable plastics, and when you build a Lego, you have that for life. You're putting it somewhere, like these flowers, those orchids right behind me up there. Those are Lego orchids that I'm going to have for life. I'm not throwing them away. I'm not putting them in the earth. I'm not putting them in the ground. I'm keeping them.
You've made your point. You've made your point.
The reusable, reusable
you're starting to repeat yourself now. You're starting to repeat yourself, and
not at all.
It's becoming tiresome.
Not at all.
Tony, let me ask you a quick question. When Nirvana recorded their epic, maybe best ever Unplugged, the final performance of Kurt Cobain, they decorated the stage with all these beautiful lilies and flowers. It was very atmospheric. You know, should they have just dumped a bag of plastic on the stage instead and said, "Here, build your flowers right here"? Ponder that, Tony, while I talk about Longbridge Pizza on the way out.
I just say, bring plants. Bring plants on the stage. Bring a bunch of potted plants on the stage and let them watch them grow. Instead of taking your scissors and your knives and your hedges and cutting down beautiful. Paulie, why don't you go walk into Golden Gate Park and just destroy the rose garden for me?
Well, if you take a glance at our friends in the comments line, you'll see they're all rushing to my side and they're throwing Tony a lot of shade here. Dub City,
I agree that plastics are plastics.
Paulie wins this one. Naomi, once again, Naomi dropping truth bombs. Sustainable plastic is still plastic, Tony. There's no getting around. You can't talk yourself out of this.
But if you use Legos correctly and make things out of them, then they serve their purpose. And you're not throwing them away. You're not putting them in the ground. You are making good things out of the Legos. You're making I mean, like, you could argue that everything is made out of plastic. This mouse I'm holding is made out of plastic, but like, I'm all about, if you're going to do it, make it and then keep it, right? You bought the Lego flower, build it and keep it. And it's I have this beautiful orchid right behind me in our home. I got a birds of paradise over to my left, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And again, if you're going to give somebody a gift of flowers or plants, I would like to do plants because you can nurture them and keep them alive.
Longbridge Pizza, everybody, located on 3rd Street in Dogpatch, San Francisco, 2347 3rd Street. Tony, if you want to throw the logo up there, I would appreciate that. Tony loves Longbridge. Paulie Mack loves Longbridge, and you will too if you haven't been there yet. They do deliver. If you live in I keep saying that, the Dogpatch neighborhood, they'll drive it right over to your apartment, your house, what have you, your condo. Give them a shout. Enjoy the great pizza with the sourdough crust. That's a huge secret weapon that they're rocking on the Longbridge pies. And I really mean that. The sourdough crust really does add like a really cool flavor to a pizza, something I've never had before. I never had sourdough crust before Longbridge, and I really like it. Also, you've heard me talk about chicken parm Wednesday. It's freaking awesome. I'm not doing that for like a bit. I'm doing that because it's the best chicken parm sandwich I've had outside of New York and New Jersey. They're really, really good. So try one at Longbridge Pizza. They got that laid back vibe. You got the serious pizza. Creative Tony, after like about a month or so has passed now where we've been working with Longbridge, our great sponsor, what is your favorite pizza at Longbridge after you've had time to like try a few different kinds? Like which one are you settling on as number one?
So I love the Sophia pizza. It's a veggie, but then you can also do it. You can do a meat version of it as well. But I love the Sophia pizza, and that's named after Neil's daughter. But I love the Sophia pizza. It's really good. It's really good. By the way, Neil of Longbridge Pizza is also a Lego fan. He was at Legoland last weekend. Just to shout
That's
out.
right. Yeah, true story. Yes.
But yeah, no, I like the Sophia pizza, man. It's a really good pizza pie, and it's got fresh mozzarella on there. It's got a little tiny bit of sweet honey, and it's got the crushed red pepper, or no, sorry, it's got the Calabrian peppers on it too, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah,
and if you can get the Calabrian oil on the side,
you're making me hungry right now. Shit, this is really starting to get to me. I'm actually getting really hungry with Tony's descriptions of the foods. And by the way, great beers on tap, soft drinks for the kids. Really a beautiful space too. You stop by Longbridge with the family; they got room for everybody back there. And it again will house all of us on opening day, March 27th. We want to see you out there for the Paulie Mack Particle get together. It is our watch party for opening day. Tony's going to be there. Will you wear the gold chain opening day tee? I know it's Niners, but would you still rock that?
Sure.
Okay, I'd like to. I put in early request for that. I'd like. Yeah, and it looks good offset by the jet black hoodie that you're wearing. Like you know what I'm going to do? Yeah.
I'm going to bring Neil a plant that he can keep in the restaurant and nurture and sustain. And I'm also going to bring my Lego orchids just so we can have a full scene inside Longbridge.
Forget about your Lego orchids. I think Dub City's onto something. How about a Lego pizza? Why don't you bring in a Lego pizza and then you can show everybody how tasty it is at Longbridge as you consume that thing in front of all of us. Hey, Tony,
Paulie, we'll go. Once you're done with Longbridge, I've got another sports flash.
No, so I'm pretty much finished. Yeah, I'm pretty much finished with Longbridge. And I just want to say thanks again to Longbridge Pizza. Check them out online, longbridgepizza.com. We'll see you on the 27th for the watch party. And I, for one, last note on Longbridge, I can't wait to try and experience the first ever pizza baked with my own name attached to it. I'm actually very excited. That is kind
Heck
of an
yeah.
honor for a guy like me who loves
no,
pizza
dude.
so much to have a pizza with my name on it. Like that's pretty freaking cool for me. I got to
No
say.
question, man. No
Yeah.
question. And also, our art director Dom Peralta is working on Vibe Tribe stuff too.
Yeah,
So
Dom.
we're
Okay.
going to talk to Neil about Vibe Tribe. We're going to get on the call with Dom later on today and talk about T-shirts and stickers. I also want to just let people know Dubs play tonight. If you're going to the game, go to Longbridge before the game.
Thank
Dubs
you.
play later on. They play later on in the week. Get to Longbridge before the game. Also, I think there's a couple concerts happening at Chase Center this week. CeeLo Green, I think, is one of the shows.
Nice.
If you're going to Chase, get there before or after.
I saw CeeLo Green at Jazz Fest a couple of years ago. He's really good.
Nice. I bet you he puts on a good show.
Real good.
And then also they'll be on the road in South City again at Brew 382.
Nice.
Giving out pizzas at Brew 382 in South City on Thursday. So they're all over the peninsula, man. They're all over the bay. I
Creative
love it.
Tony, though, sorry, I don't mean to jump in, but I got to just make sure we don't direct our listeners to on a mission of futility. Longbridge closed on Monday, I believe.
Closed on Mondays. Oh, you're right.
Don't go tonight. Yes, so don't go tonight.
Right.
That's all. It's all good. No. I've done the same thing. We're trying to drive people to Longbridge, but you got to remember they're not open on Monday, even though the Dubs are playing tonight. Take a rain check and visit Tuesday. That's all, T.
Yeah, and if you can stand by, let me look at the Dubs schedule real quick here.
Yeah, man.
They are Thursday, so they play tonight, hosting Portland, and then they host the Kings on Thursday night. So if you're going to the Kings game, Dubs Kings at Chase Center on Thursday, go into Longbridge because they are definitely open on Thursdays, dude. And Thursdays is also the Detroit style square pizzas, so get involved there too.
Hey, final note, no sarcasm at all here. This is legitimate. Honestly, I love that gold chain. The more I look at it, the more I'm enjoying it. Can you keep that thing nearby? There might be days I just need to see it on you because it's doing something for my head. It's making me feel good. I like that thing.
It's actually it does have a little bit of weight, but by the way, Paulie, it's plastic. You're not going to like it though. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, you're the man. I don't know what to get. We've already been down that road. All right, Tony.
Hey, dude, time out. Two things, dude. Two things before we leave.
And what's your sports flash? Yeah.
Supposedly, and I'm trying to find official details, but supposedly the Denver Broncos and Talanoa Hufanga have agreed on a deal.
Okay.
So,
all right.
It looks like Hufanga is gone from the Niners, and this is gonna be very interesting.
Lot of movement. Yeah.
A lot of movement, and it's just going to keep happening. And then Purdy's just sitting back, just licking his chops, seeing all. Purdy sees Justin Fields sign a backup quarterback contract of $20 million a year. He's just like
Geno Smith.
Yeah, or Geno Smith at the Raiders. Like, I mean, Geno Smith asking for 40 to 45 a year, dude. What?
It's getting nuts out there, T. It's getting crazy. You better teach Dama to throw a football, for Christ's sake. Let him get some of that backup quarterback money and retire old man Tony. Yeah.
Totally. So, Paulie, now that we've discussed Dubs.
Yeah.
Also, go USF Dons tonight. They are in the semifinals.
We say a freaking word the whole show. I have all these USF notes. I never even got to them.
Well, we can quickly talk about the Dons because they beat Washington State yesterday. What is it? 85-76, or I think
it was a tight first half. It was a very tight first half, but they opened up a can in the second half. It was good to see them. So congrats.
Ryan Beasley.
Yep. Congrats. Nice. They advanced and they're going to play Gonzaga tonight. Late game tip is 8:30, Tony. Game starts at 8:30.
And also, congrats to Pepperdine, dude. I mean, I love Santa Clara, but Pepperdine, huge upset over Santa Clara. Pepperdine plays St. Mary's at 6, USF and Gonzaga at 8:30. Dude, Gonzaga is a 14.5-point favorite. That's a lot of points, man.
Dude. See, that's insulting. Now I'm getting offended. 14.5.
A lot of points, man. And so basically, and there's bad news too. Marcus Williams, one of the starters for the Dons, not playing tonight for disciplinary reasons. I don't know what they are, but I can.
I think I can take a guess.
I can guess in Vegas. I can guess. Yeah, I can guess in Vegas. There's a couple guesses I can make.
2 words. First word Spearman. Last name Rhino. You know what I'm saying, dude? You would probably had some of that like situation going on over Spearmint Rhino. Gerlifson's waiting in the hotel. Where's my forward? You know what I mean? Where's my Anyway, shout out also, you mentioned Pepperdine. That was an incredible win. That team, they're on a magic carpet right now. I know I'm talking crazy, but they're going to give St. Mary's a fight. I'm telling you.
Dude, St. Mary's is a 20-point favorite over Pepperdine tonight.
What I saw from
point favorite.
what I saw from Pepperdine last night was very impressive. They hustle, they box out, they're physical, their point guard, that little guy at the point, dude, he was hitting everything he threw up. Anyway, I'm happy for Pepperdine. Should be a lot of fun tonight, Tony. Thank you for that. Okay, tomorrow, Tim Anderson joins us, 49er first round draft pick from 1971. He's got a very, very interesting story to tell all of you. And take it from me, like, I'm a lifelong 49er fan, and Tony is. I didn't know his story. I did not know this story. Slightly before my time, not much, but slightly before my time. But he was an Ohio State standout defensive back. Played O.J. Simpson and the USC Trojans in the Rose Bowl, drafted by the Niners. Anyway, we're going to talk to Tim tomorrow and let him tell you his story. And then Wednesday night, let me make some phone calls, try to get old Pat Pecan on the program for Wednesday night. Tony, I guess it's time to dismiss the class for the lunch break.
Well, no, it's not, Paulie. Well, we'll dismiss the class, and maybe we'll do this. I want to play the Hans Loofa track made by NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC in its entirety as we end the show. So what I'll do is, and then we can react to it tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'll dismiss the class and I'll play the song, and I'll play the outro to the show after the Hans Loofa song. But everybody enjoy this. It's 3 minutes, and it's from David.
You're gonna play all 3 minutes?
Yes. But we're done with the show, so this is gonna be the last thing we play. And
Should I jump out of the stream while you're playing it?
No. You can you stay in. You stay in as long as you want.
You're playing all 3 minutes. You sure you want to play all 3 minutes?
Yes. It's fine because it's not copyrighted material. It's fine. It's
go.
David's work. It's David's original work. And I just want to thank everybody for commenting. Thank our supers. Thank the people that are helping out the PMP, the sports desk, and sports flashes. More to come this week.
I'd like to make a suggestion, if I may. I would suggest we play about a minute of it today, pause it, and finish it tomorrow. Forward tease kind of thing. If you want to hear the rest of it, you got to tune in tomorrow. That's just
whatever works.
Just a suggestion.
Whatever works. I'm fine. Here we go. Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
All right, and then here it is. This is the Hans Loofa song made by David, also known as NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. Enjoy, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you, PMP Army. Much love.
Hans Loofa. Hans Loofa. Sometimes he's got a stick, he'll get your back. Sometimes he's in your hand, and that's the facts. He might go low, and that's okay. Hans Loofa all day.
Ooh,
he's got a special power.
Yeah. Ooh.
He'll scrub you in the shower. Exfoliate.
All right, stop right there. You got to stop right there.
Hold on.
Pause that.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Hang on.
see, this is what I thought. Okay. This is too good to. I don't want to. So I want to stop. I want to stop it right there after the first verse because there's a lot to analyze. There's a lot to break down. I heard cowbells. I think I heard timbales in there, which I'm a big fan of. Reminds me of Santana, timbales. And then the lyrical content, like, I just think we're going to have to break this down like a Bob Dylan song tomorrow. Like, there's too much. I don't want to just play it and then end the show. And then, like, we have no.
Okay. I mean, I just wanted to reintroduce. I wanted to introduce it to our fans, our listeners, and then play it again tomorrow.
It's fantastic. And I would like to thank. What's the handle again of the person who sent it?
NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC, also known as David.
Yeah, David, dude. Thank you so much, bro. Great, tremendous work, by the way. I like the vocals. I like the chorus. I like the whole thing. But again, I want to spend like more. I want to give it appropriate time. I don't want to just play it and then end. I want to like play it, stop, talk about it, play some more, stop, talk about it. Like I really want to get into the nooks and crannies. Maybe we should get him on. I don't know. Maybe we should talk to Dave about the creation. I don't know. But anyway, bravo. Thank you for the contribution. And it sounds really good. Or you can trail out with it, Tony, if you want to play the rest on the way out. It's up to
that's
you.
what I wanted to do, but we'll just pause it here, and then tomorrow we'll re-intro it, and we can dissect it as we go. That's perfect plan. That sounds good to me, dude.
All right, man. Well, listen, this class has been dismissed. You got the Loofa track as a bonus jam, and then I guess outro music, and we'll call it a day, kids. But thanks for watching. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll do the night flight on Wednesday. And again, Tim Anderson kicks things off tomorrow on your Tuesday Paulie Mac Particle T.